from there. What do you got for us, Patrick? What do you got for us this week?
All right, today we have some more bad news for our dear friend GameStop. So the fourth quarter revenue was not leaked but released. So basically the holiday season for GameStop, and which ends January 4th, and I guess they are down 24.7% from last year's fourth quarter earnings, which pretty much is a $700 million loss from last year, which is really bad.
Yeah, man, that's not good.
So the CEO, George Sherman, released a press release because of this info. He said, "We expected a challenging sales environment for the holiday season as our customers continue to delay purchases ahead of anticipated console launches in late 2020. However, the accelerated decline in new hardware and software sales coming out of Black Fridays and throughout the month of December was well below our expectations, reflective of overall industry trends. While we expect the challenges that we face in the fourth quarter to continue into fiscal 2020, we believe we have the right long-term action plan in place to optimize profitability and increase new revenue streams for holiday 2020. So, let me see if there's... No, that's pretty much the meat of it. Oh, wait, he goes on to say, this is a console issue, and consoles are the trigger point for our industry. With Gen 9 consoles on the horizon and set to bring excitement and significant innovation, they can expect their revenue to go up for 2020. I do not really buy it. Bobby, what do you think?
I don't agree with what he's saying to some degree. And the reason why I say that is the Switch is killing it. Consoles don't make you your money.
No.
The games are what make you your money. And for GameStop, used games are what make you the money. They had a lot of pretty big sales, Black Friday and all that stuff. They really came out. I think it's a twofold issue. Partly was trying to downsize stores during the fourth quarter, and I honestly believe that when you're in the process of laying people off and downsizing stores, they just don't care, and maybe their initiative to sell just isn't what it would be if it was in normal circumstances. So I think but he doesn't want to say that because then that kills morale for employees, current employees that are there. But I think that has a little bit to do with it. I think that when you're closing stores down, listen, you walking into a store and it's got a sign on there saying like, "Hey, close out sale. Your days are numbered. You know this. You're not wanting to be there. You're putting in time." So they're probably not pre-selling games. They're not pushing stuff. They're just showing up, collecting a check, helping people as they can, ultimately, and doing what they can do.
And you're right, because he emphasized console sales being the main reason why the decline. And you're right. New consoles and new games are like the lowest profit margin they can make.
Exactly.
It's all about like selling ARMS at 60, making $5 but then some guy returning ARMS, selling it for $50.
Yeah.
And there you go, giving them like 20 for it.
I think they're in a situation where, I mean, if we're being honest with the situation, I think the economy is good right now, and GameStop doesn't do well with a good economy. You know, GameStop makes money when the economy is bad. When the economy, or not bad, but like not the best economy. And what happens is people will go trade in games because they don't have the extra revenue.
Yeah.
They'll go trade in a bunch of games in order to go buy a new game or whatever. And that's where their bread and butter is. Their bread and butter is in trade discounts and all that stuff. Now, I did see where recently they started offering more cash back because normally it was like if you took in-store credit, you got one value. If you took cash, you got another value.
Yeah, they had a sale where it's like trade-in value and cash value are the same.
Yes, and now they've got it to the point where cash value is starting to come up on it and stuff. I think that's, they're making changes to stores. That's the other thing too. The other thing that I think he made a mistake by not talking about was they remodeled a bunch of stores.
Yeah,
that's not cheap. So I think he's trying to push off the real reason. I think ultimately it's a twofold problem. Number one, You got stores going out of business. Employees aren't pushing things. The incentive isn't there. Number two, you remodeled all the stores that are remaining.
Yeah.
Some of them got these big retro areas, these big lounging areas. So they got couches. I know my GameStop got brand new flooring, brand new shelving, brand new walls, everything. Like
I
they
did too.
brand new ceiling. Like they did everything across the nine. You know what I mean? But the store that's going out of business, they didn't get anything. Like
Yeah.
so I think that's ultimately the tell. Now, moving forward, their biggest issue is Amazon. How do they? But that's not just them. That's Best Buy. That's all those guys. I think what GameStop needs to focus on, if they really want to make something of it. If you remember a couple years ago, they started to get into developing games. Stay out of that business. What
Yeah,
they
no.
need to do is they need to become the company that gets exclusive collector's editions that nobody else carries. Go to Nintendo, go to PlayStation, go to Xbox, go to these developers and go, we want to fund you. We're going to help fund a collector's edition that nobody else gets. We're going to put out 5,000 copies and that's it. And then what happens is initially people will be mad because they can't get the collector's edition that's exclusive to GameStop. But then what'll happen is you might be able to do something like limited run where you can open it up a little bit longer and do whatever. But I think that's where you need to give people a reason to come in. And collector's editions will bring gamers in the doors. If you got a collector's edition that you can't get on Amazon, that you can't get at Best Buy, you can't get at Target, you can't get at Walmart, people will come to your doors.
Like, what if they announced a GameStop Animal Crossing Switch Lite? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they've done console exclusives before, but they have publishing power too. Like, they were making games. Why not buy some rights to some indie games, follow trend, and have people like line up at your door to get Hyper Light Drifter, physically? Like, they have the power to do it. It's just like all these ideas. I don't know if it's. I mean, $700 million loss
It's a lot of
last year.
money. It's a lot of money. But dude, how much do you think those renovations cost?
Yeah. But you also got to think, new console generation, Xbox is not going to be the answer for you guys to make your money on.
Nope.
You'll get the, limited profit from the console, and then they're pushing Game Pass. They're pushing xCloud and stuff like that. So it's like, what are you really making off the next console generation? Even Nintendo, they're offering you tons of gold coins to get everything digitally. Like, it's a I
They
don't
gotta
know.
do something that stands out. Now, here's the thing. I do enjoy shopping at GameStop
I love it.
for the main factor of I like to go get the little statues. And I don't buy games there.
Yeah.
I don't buy any games at GameStop anymore. I buy peripherals from there, and I buy different little quirky things. Like I went there the one time, and I got it back there someplace. The Fortnite, llama plushie
Oh, yeah.
that they had. Like, there's different things that I'll go in. I'll be like, oh, I can only get that here. I'm buying it. Like I have a Joker pop in the living room. It's like a movie scene pop, and it's from or actually one from Batman Hush, where it's Joker posed like a scene from Batman Hush, and I was like, I love this. I'm buying
That's
it.
awesome.
And it was exclusive to GameStop. They have statues now that are just exclusive to GameStop. What they should do as well is they ought to do a partnership with First Four Figures and get some exclusive stuff. Like
Yeah.
I literally just bought from First Four Figures. I have two First Four Figures. I have three. I got my Tanuki Mario here. I have the Luigi one, and then I have Shovel Knight sitting down here over the shelf. I just bought my fourth one, which was Mega Man, and they have 3 editions of Mega Man, and they got like a super rare Ultra one. But why not get involved in that? Why
Yeah.
not go like, listen, how much more money is it going to cost for this? And this will be a GameStop exclusive. You can only get this version in GameStop. That's the stuff they need to do. You need to get people walking in your store to get stuff that they don't care about,
Yeah. And they have great online sales too. Like, there was a crazy online sale of like I forgot what the name of it was. It was like the HD adapter for your either GameCube or N64. You bought that and you get 3 free N64 games or 3 free like GameCube. So I don't know. Maybe they're not advertising that as much. Like they have online sales, they have in-store sales, and then they have like general sales, like the cash and the trade value. So it's like they're doing things, but I don't know. Like from a business perspective, how long do you think this company has?
If they don't make some changes, I give them a few years tops.
Nearly 30% loss from last year, and this is the holiday season.
That's bad. That's bad. Now, two things I think, two other things I think that they need to look at to make changes about real quick would be, one would be you need to have an employee there that is dedicated to only doing returns or trade-ins. Nothing is worse when you have one employee working the register and you get back-to-back people that are doing returns or trade-ins. It's a nightmare. So you should get, and what I would do is this. I would have one employee that your job is clean the store, restock the shelves or whatever, but any trade-ins come in, that's where people go directly to you. Also, they need to start offering like an in-store pickup system that's really good, like Best Buy does.
Mm-hmm.
Where, so if you had one employee that their job was to do in-store pickups and trade-ins, it would kind of keep it different and keep it separated, and you would also find I think you would find your sales will go up. Because I buy everything through Best Buy just because of in-store pickup.
Oh, yeah.
I'm literally in and out of there in 5 minutes. I walk in, pick it up, gone. I'm sure it doesn't help like the long-term sales for them because I'm not in there shopping and buying a bunch of other stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So how upset would you be if GameStop goes away?
I'm going to be upset. I mean, I go there mainly for, physical games and like you were saying, like the little trinkets and stuff. And they do have a lot of exclusive items. And I think if GameStop does leave, that's just another retail store that has one less exclusive item. And like sometimes they're really cool pre-orders. You don't really know what's like happening with game releases. Like I think Target had like a Mario Maker like lunchbox and stuff like that, and then GameStop had like a 2-sided poster. So like you're losing things like that. Yeah. But I think the prices on Amazon and Best Buy may go up. I mean, monopolize the market. I think they're competing with GameStop. Just eliminate them.